my name is Abby Lynch, and I'm the Teen Services Librarian at the Brookfield Library, and I'm here for another week of Teen Book Talks. That's Bowie in the background there, so hopefully she'll behave while I'm reading you some descriptions of some books. The theme this week is dragons, so I have 5 dragon books here for you, and they're all a little bit different. Different spins on a classic fairy tale character, a dragon. So I hope you'll find something that you like. First up is the Blazewrath games by Amparo Ortiz. I love this cover. Great colors. Very cool illustration. And Blazewrath games is available in audiobook format on Hoopla. And I'm just going to read you a little bit of the description. Lana Torres has always preferred dragons to people. In a few weeks, 16 countries will compete in the Blazewrath World Cup, a tournament where dragons and their riders fight for glory in a dangerous relay. Lana longs to represent her native Puerto Rico in their first ever World Cup appearance, and when Puerto Rico's runner, the only player without a dragon steed, is kicked off the team, she's given the chance. But when she discovers that a former Blazewrath superstar has teamed up with the sire, a legendary dragon who's cursed into taking a human form, the safety of the cup is jeopardized. The pair are burning down dragon sanctuaries around the world and refuse to stop unless the cup gets canceled. All Lana wanted was to represent her country. Now, to do that, she'll have to navigate an international conspiracy that's deadlier than her beloved sport. So that's Blazewrath games. And one thing that I loved when I was looking through this is that at the beginning of each chapter, there's a little paragraph from the in-universe book, from different in-universe books about the history of the games, about dragons, and caring for them. So it really builds out the world in that way, where you're getting some more information about this world that this cup takes place in. So if you like the sportsmanship angle of sort of a World Cup for dragons, this would be a good fit. If you like a fantasy world that sort of builds it out with text from other books, this might be one for you to check out too. Blazewrath Games by Amparo Ortiz. Next up, we have The Isle of Blood and Stone by Makiia Lucier, which is the first in the Tower of Wind series. And this one is about 19-year-old Elias, who is a royal explorer, a skilled mapmaker, and the new king of Del Mar's oldest friend. Soon he will embark on the adventure of a lifetime, an expedition past the Strait of Cain and into uncharted waters. Nothing stands in his way, until a long-ago tragedy creeps back into the light, threatening all he holds dear. The people of St. John Del Mar have never recovered from the loss of their boy princes, kidnapped 18 years ago, both presumed dead. But when 2 maps surface, each bearing the same hidden riddle, troubling questions arise. What really happened to the young heirs? And why do the maps appear to be drawn by Lord Antony, Elias's father, who vanished on that same fateful day? With the king's beautiful cousin by his side, whether he wants her there or not, Elias will race to solve the riddle of the princes. He will have to use his wits and guard his back, because some truths are better left buried, and an unknown enemy stalks his every turn. So that's Isle of Blood and Stone, and I am interested in this one because it sounds like it's kind of got a mystery treasure hunt vibe. So if that's your angle, this is the dragon book for you. Next up, we have Seraphina by Rachel Hartman, and this is another first in a series on the Seraphina series. And this one's told from the perspective of a dragon, or a half-dragon. Seraphina is a half-dragon, descended from a dragon mother who took human form, and a father who has no particular fondness for Seraphina's kind. Not that anyone else does either. Hers is a world where dragons and humans live and work side by side, but below the surface, tensions and hostilities are on the rise. Seraphina guards her true nature with all of her being, but when a member of the royal family is brutally murdered, she's suddenly thrust into the spotlight, drawn into the investigation alongside the dangerously perceptive Prince Lucier. As the two uncover a sinister plot to destroy the wavering peace of the kingdom, Seraphina's struggle to protect her secret becomes increasingly difficult, and its discovery could mean her very life. So that is Seraphina by Rachel Hartman, and that's one to read, again, if you're looking for something where the point of view is from the dragon rather than the plot around it being about the dragon. Next up is Burn by Patrick Ness. And I picked this one because it's more, it's definitely got fantasy elements because it has a dragon in it, but it's also a historical fiction that's more contemporary than maybe medieval or whenever you think of classic fantasy time periods being set. So this is Burn by Patrick Ness, which is set in January 1957 in the Pacific Northwest. Sarah Dewhurst and her father, outcasts in their little town of Frome, Washington, are forced to hire a dragon to work their farm, something only the poorest of the poor ever have to resort to. Unfortunately, this has been Sarah's lot since the death of her beloved mother. The dragon, Casimir, has more to him than meets the eye, though. Sarah can't help but be curious about him, an animal who supposedly doesn't have a soul, but who is seemingly intent on keeping her safe from the brutal attentions of Deputy Sheriff Emmett Kelby. Because the dragon knows something she doesn't, he's arrived at the farm with a prophecy on his mind. A prophecy that involves a deadly assassin, a cult of dragon worshippers, 2 FBI agents in hot pursuit, and somehow Sarah Dewhurst herself. So this one is definitely an unusual dragon book because of the setting and the time period. You don't often see dragons in 1957. So if you're interested in that time period or a little bit of a different historical fiction dragon approach, you want to check out Burn by Patrick Ness. And our last book today is Anya and the Dragon by Sofia Pasternack. And this one reads, the description reads like more of a traditional sort of fairy tale folklore dragon story. Whoever destroys a single life has destroyed the entire world. Don't stand out. That's what Anya's babushka has always told her. Keep to yourself and don't cause trouble. But their family is about to lose their home, and Anya isn't about to stand around and do nothing. Her best option is working with the Tsar's henchmen, who offer an easy bargain, money in exchange for helping them capture a dragon, which Anya isn't even sure exists. With magic on their side, it seems like a pretty easy deal. But in this tale of mayhem and magic, other fantastical creatures abound, as do tyrannical rulers, violent Vikings, and Russian folk heroes, making Anya question everything she thought she knew. As secrets are revealed and loyalties are tested, she'll have to make the most difficult decision of her life. Save her family or save her friends. So that's Anya and the Dragon by Sofia Pasternack. And I started checking this one out a little bit, and I'm really interested in the magic system. Magic appears as these sort of threads. So at the beginning, she doesn't know how to use it too much, but she could see a thread to pull on to do some magic. So I'm really curious to learn more about that magic system because I haven't seen anything quite like that before. So that's a more traditional folklore dragon story, Anya and the Dragon. Anya and the Dragon is available as an audiobook on Hoopla. Between those 5 dragon books, I hope you'll find something that you enjoy. If you would like to, you can put any of those books on hold to be picked up curbside at the Brookfield Library. You can do that online at brookfieldlibrary.org or by calling 203-775-6241, or some of them are available on Hoopla, as I mentioned. So until next time, have a great day.